Today we're going to be talking about the differences between our river running creek boat with the Flow medium and our full-on creek boat with the Gnarvana medium. So let's get into it. The Flow is going to be our river running creek boat with the Gnarvana being the full-on creek boat. Very similar as they're kind of built off similar platforms, but still different enough, and we're going to kind of break down what these differences are.
First off, what you notice is the Gnarvana is just a little bit longer. It comes in at 8'10", where the Flow comes in at 8'5". So that Flow is just a little bit shorter, and that allows you to turn on a dime just a little bit easier.
The Flow is actually built off of a similar rocker profile, but it's gonna come in with a little bit shorter and a little bit narrower package. So part of that is that it's gonna act a lot more nimble out on the water, gonna be a little bit easier to turn around and a little bit more forgiving if you get offline to be able to kind of redirect yourself.
Another difference in just specs is the Gnarvana comes in at a 1/2 inch wider, at 27 1/4, where the Flow is 26 3/4.
Gnarvana has a little bit more width, about a 1/2 inch wider, so just gonna have a little bit more stability, a larger platform and kind of footprint as a whole within the Gnarvana compared to the Flow medium. A lot of that stability helps a lot more when you guys are doing full-on river running, creek boating, just the hardest rapids out there. The idea with the Gnarvana is that it's gonna have the most stability possible. Really a lot of that confidence to inspire you to run the hardest stuff that you can.
So right off the bat here, the biggest difference is just a little bit of the size. The Flow is gonna come in a little bit shorter than the Gnarvana. It's gonna come in a little bit smaller than the Gnarvana. It essentially is gonna fill the gaps between the small, medium, large Gnarvana with the Flow. If you're in between sizes, maybe that's one reason why you might want to get the Flow rather than the Gnarvana. As for size, I'm about 6 feet tall, about 170 pounds, and I feel very comfortable in both the medium Gnarvana and the medium Flow.
So both the Flow and the Gnarvana come in 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large. And with the Gnarvana being a little bit bigger, a little higher volume, the Flow is actually gonna feel almost a half size difference between the Gnarvana series. So the medium Gnarvana coming in at 91 gallons, the medium Flow coming in at 77 gallons, definitely a smaller package overall. So if you find the Gnarvana feels a little bit big, the Flow medium might be perfect for you. Or vice versa, if you're finding that a Gnarvana small is too small, and a Gnarvana medium is too big, maybe look for something of the Flow medium, because that might just kind of fit in between the sizes and really kind of just fill the gaps for the sizes between the 2 different series.
The Flow being a little bit smaller and a little bit shorter is the surfing capability that it's gonna come with. It's gonna carve a little bit better, it's gonna spin a little bit better, it's just gonna have a little bit overall higher performance surfing than the Gnarvana. While I still love to surf the Gnarvana whenever I'm going down the river, the Flow might be something that you might look for more.
Both of these boats come with a drop-down chine, so really good for carving in and out of eddies, carving on waves, but again, with a little bit narrower footprint, the Flow is gonna feel easier for that edge-to-edge back and forth. Another one of the biggest differences would be volume. The Flow coming in at 77 gallons and the Gnarvana coming in at 91 gallons. So big difference in volume here. A big part of that is just having more volume up around the bow and more volume in the stern. So with the Gnarvana, again, it's really for stability. It's gonna keep it nice and high and dry when you are paddling through really big holes, big rapids, high volume. And also if you're resurfacing off waterfalls, anything like that, it's just gonna resurface the boat a lot more with the higher volume. The same thing in the back with the Gnarvana, you've got a lot more volume in the back. And so part of that is to have that additional stability for running some of the hardest whitewater out there. With the Flow, we've actually tapered down the stern volume a little bit. And what that helps with is that it's really good and forgiving when catching a wave, surfing, or if you're trying to drop that stern a little bit to pick up your bow for any boofs. Really a lot more playful on the stern with the Flow in comparison to the higher volume of the Gnarvana. Both have a great rocker profile, so really designed to go up and over things, but with the extra length of the Gnarvana, Gnarvana is just gonna have a little bit extra rocker in both ends, which really just makes it that much easier to boof over holes, drops, really keep that bow dry.
When you're looking at the Gnarvana, you're looking at this boat for running harder whitewater for your capability. For myself, when I'm going to the Gnarvana, it's always when I'm wanting to kind of push my limits. I'm running something really big and I just want to feel really confident, know what it's going to do, feel really predictable. With the flow, I'm really liking the flow when I'm just running kind of a home run of even class 5 that I am really familiar with. It just makes it to where it's super playful, really sporty, and that comes from just being a little bit shorter, a little bit narrower, and sleeker all the way through the boat. With the flow,
whenever you're looking for both the flow and the Gnarvana, what you know you're gonna get when you get one of these boats is something that you're gonna feel really comfortable boofing over anything, keeping the bow dry with the high rocker in both the bow and the stern. When you are looking for something easier to boof and you're looking at the flow, the smaller stern is gonna help you load the stern up and get the bow up a little bit higher and a little bit more effortlessly. The Gnarvana with the wide bow is gonna help keep that bow up on surface without you even trying to.
So both the Flow and the Gnarvana come with the same whitewater outfitting. So you've got your Sherlock backband, you've got your bee's knees, you've got the Unishock bulkhead system in both boats. So outfitting wise, they're gonna come with the same package there. Overall, both designs are incredible and super fun to paddle. I love paddling both of them. If you're looking for a little sportier, easier to paddle, a little bit more nimble, you might be looking for the Flow. If you're really looking for that stability and confidence, inspiration, the Gnarvana might be the boat for you.
so I hope that gives you a lot of information on when you might want to purchase a Flow or a Gnarvana.
And always remember to go to your local dealership, try the two if you really want to figure out what fits better or what's going to fit your paddling style best. Hope to see you guys on the water, and cheers everybody, have a great day.